Good morning. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning live from AYOGEN online television. Bringing your breakfast news to you this morning is Marco Jola Oluwatosin Esther. Here are the major headlines. On our local news this morning, NSAS, CPJ condemns police assault of Daily Post. Arise News says the legit reporters. On our breaking news, EFCC interrogates OB Chief Kubana for money laundering and tax fraud. On our political news this morning, what I aim to gain in office, says the 25-year-old PDP national youth leader, Prince Mohammed. On Anambra election, I defeated my godfathers in court, says Ozigbo. On our business news this morning, vendors failed to embrace inira as download stall at 220,000. Regarding the English Premier League, Tuchel sends message to Gilmore over Chelsea return. On our health news this morning, Kwara government begs doctors to suspend strike. On our foreign news this morning, China's manufacturing slows for second straight month in October. On our entertainment news this morning, ailing Nollywood actor Annie Chukwuemeka gets 6 million naira from Prophet in Nigeria. So full details coming up next. NSAS CPJ condemns police assault of Daily Post. Arise News, legit reporters. United States-based Committee to Protect Journalists CPJ has decried the police assault of reporters during the NSAS memorial. On October 20, Nigeria marked the one-year anniversary of the military shooting at the Lekki toll gate in 2020. A memorial was held in Lagos, Osun, and other states, mostly in the south. Sikiru Obarayese, Adefemi Akinsanya of Arise News, and Legit Abisola Alawode were assaulted. The case of Obarayese was worse as he was repeatedly hit by policemen who threatened to kill him, forcefully wrote a statement on his behalf, and hurriedly charged him within an hour. He was arrested from Freedom Park in the Shogbo venue of the rally and taken to Dugbe Division on the order of Divisional Police Officer, DPO, Chief Superintendent Oyebade Akiloye. At the station, one El Yakubu punched Obarayese severally. One Inspector Charles wrote the statement. In the trumped-up charges, the police accused the pressman of breach of peace and recording-stroke assaulting officers. In court, Magistrate A.O. Deramola criticized the security agency over a sexy force and asked the prosecutor, Inspector Adeoye Kayode, to point out where the law says security operatives should not be recorded. Deramola, however, granted the request of the Osun Commissioner of Police, Wale Olokode, for withdrawal of the suit and stuck out the case. In a statement on Monday, CPJ told Nigerian authorities to prioritize the safety of journalists covering protests and hold officers responsible for abuses accountable. Police attacks on journalists covering protests are fortunately not novel in Nigeria and are among the dangers the press in the country face on a daily basis. Nigerian authorities should hold accountable the officers responsible for harassing and attacking the media to send a signal that such behavior will not be tolerated, said Motiko Mumo, CPJ Sub-Saharan African representative. On our breaking news this morning, EFCC interrogates OB Kubana for money laundering and tax fraud. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has invited Nigerian billionaire Obiana Oyegbu, aka Obi Kubana. The famous socialite and entrepreneur is being probed for alleged money laundering and tax fraud. Obi Kubana got to the EFCC headquarters in Jabi, Abuja around noon on Monday. Wilson Uwajeren that he was out of the office and could not provide information. I cannot comment now. I can only speak tomorrow, he said Monday night. In July, Obi Kubana dominated social media after the burial of his mother in Afo Uzo, Oba Town in Anambra State. Ex-leader of the Inspector General Intelligence Response Team, IRT, Abba Kyari, was at the high-octane party. Kyari later described the club owner as a good friend. During the Kubana Kyari public discourse, an activist, Deji Adeyanju, questioned the source of Obina Iyegbu's wealth. On our political news this morning, what I aim to achieve in office, says the 25-year-old PDP national youth leader, Prince Mohammed. Prince Mohammed Kadode Sulaiman, the newly elected national youth leader of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), has said he will ensure that the party takes over power at the federal level during the 2023 general elections. In a statement he issued in Kaduna on Monday, the 25-year-old man said he will work with the newly elected chairman of the party, Dr. Iyochia Ayu, and other stakeholders to achieve the vision. Prince Mohammed also called on all Nigerian youth to join the PDP in a bid to rescue the country from the alleged bad governance of the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC). He said under the leadership of our newly elected chairman, Dr. Iyochia Ayu, myself and other elected members of the National Working Committee (NWC), we will work assiduously to return PDP to Aso Rock in 2023. Whether you voted for me or not, whether you're not supposed to me or not, I want to assure you that this is a victory, not just for me, but for the entire PDP and the youth of Nigeria. Prince Mohammed, an indigene of Kaduna State, also vowed not to disappoint the elder of the party who worked for his victory at the just concluded conventional in Abuja. Regarding the Anambra election, I defeated godfathers in court. I have none now, says Ozigbo. The candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Mr. Valentine Ozigbo, has said that he does not have a godfather in the Anambra State governorship race. Ozigbo said the only godfather he would have had were the same ones he fought and defeated in the court to retrieve his governorship ticket after they tried to take it away from him. The candidate was reacting to his consistent mention of the former governor of Anambra State, Mr. Peter Obi, in his speeches, who has also been rumored to be his godfather. The former chairman and the chief executive of Transcorp, who spoke with journalists in Awka during an interactive section, said a godfather is one who, as a political office holder, can say no to, but Obi is no person to him. He said a godfather is a person you cannot say no to, and I do not have that kind of person around me. I do not have a godfather. Obi is not my godfather, and if you noticed, while I was still aspiring for the ticket of the PDP, Obi never followed me anywhere, but only came immediately I won the ticket of the party. Obi was never with me when I was not a candidate, but when I won the candidacy, he also came all out. I associate with him because I know he did well. If I'm not proud to associate with Peter Obi, who else will I be proud to be associated with in Anambra PDP? Godfather is the one who will tie your hands and tell you to share the state's resources. I know those ones. I battled them in court and I defeated them well. So I'm in the race to give value to Anambra people. Ozigbo said he is confident of winning the election, but he is worried about the level of wrath he will meet when he assumes office. He describes himself as being on a huge advantage in the election, having three qualities that all the other candidates lack. He names such qualities to include content of character, ability to listen, and his youthfulness. He added that he has so far taken his campaign to 6 governorship debates when his counterpart and the All Progressive Congress (APC) and the All Progressive Grand Alliance (APGA), Senator Andy Uba and Professor Chukwuma Soludo, respectively, have both attended, only one hosted by Arise News channel. On our business news this morning, vendors failed to embrace inira as download stall at 220,000. The initial enthusiasm as that greeted the launch of the inira last Monday seems to have waned as the number of downloads has reduced in the last 5 days, rising from about 180,000 on Tuesday to roughly 220,000 as observed. Observe that within 48 hours after the app was launched on the App Store and Google Play, the number of downloads of the inira Speed Wallet and the inira Merchant Wallet was about 180,000 combined. However, following a barrage of negative reviews, the inira Speed Wallet, which is meant for consumers, was taken down for about a day, upgraded and then restored. Since the app was returned on Google Play Store and the App Stores, download has not risen significantly. Evening showing that the number of downloads of the Speed Wallet store remained at 10,000 for 7 straight days, while the inira Merchant, which is designed for businesses, rose from 10,000 downloads to 50,000 plus downloads on the Google Play Store in 5 days, bringing the total number of downloads on Android devices to 150,000 plus downloads. For the Apple devices, the number of downloads for the Merchant Wallet and Speed Wallet stood at 70,150 downloads on iPad and iPhone services. also checks that many vendors has failed to embrace inira transactions despite the fact that banks had set up platforms for such transactions. A call put through to the customer service phone of online shopping platform Jumia revealed that no provision had been made for inira payment. Former Director General of Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Muda Yusuf, said the initial enthusiasm that led to the downloads of inira app might have been based on curiosity. Yusuf, who is the Chief Executive Officer, Center for the Promotion of Private Enterprise, said it is only natural that the initial excitement about the inira would have spurred a great deal of interest at inception. There was also the inquisitive disposition of many people. Sustaining such momentum would require a lot more. Citizens need to be convinced about the value proposition of the inira initiative. Many are still struggling to understand it and also determine what value it would bring beyond existing payment solutions. Yusuf further argued that the issue of trust also needed to be addressed. He added that many Nigerians might have failed to embrace the inira because of the clause by the Central Bank of Nigeria that the Apex Bank would not be a liability for any issues experienced with the use of e-currency. The Economist said the recent publication by the CBN stating that it would not be liable of any loss suffered through the platform may have had some negative impact on confidence as well. It could easily be misconstrued by many. There were also reports that the platform was disabled momentarily online, although it was later restored. This could have some credibility effect as well. The CBN also announced that there were some fake inira platforms. All of these could have depressed the initial excitement about the inira. Attempts to get the comment of the CBN on the development were not successful as calls were made to the spokesperson. Osita and Wasiobi were not answered. On our sport news this morning regarding the English Premier League, Tuchel sends message to Gilmore over Chelsea return. Chelsea boss Thomas Tuchel has told the club loan Bill Gilmore that the Blues will make a decision over ending his loan in January. Gilmore is currently on loan at Norwich City from Chelsea, but Tuchel wants the 20-year-old to fight for his place at Norwich City. Gilmore has failed to feature for Norwich City since September 21 and could now return to Chelsea in the January transfer window. We'll take the decision in January when a decision has to be made and not now, Tuchel said at his pre-match press conference ahead of Chelsea's Champions League clash with Malmo on Tuesday. In general, I spoke with Daniel Fark about it and was happy to meet Billy around the match at Stamford Bridge. These things were clear when we decided together that he's looking for more minutes and more game time at another club. The challenge was clear that he needs to fight his way through, and this is where he is right now. Things are not going as he may wish for or as well we all wish for, but it's not the moment now to give solutions and cancel the whole project. Sometimes these weeks and months arrive where the situation seems to be stuck or it seems to not go the right way. You have to hang in there. You have to show your quality and you have to make sure you help your team no matter what it is. This sharpens your character and that will be a big chapter in your career. And it's same for Billy. For me right now the moment to already give solutions for January and open talks to bring him back. Now is the start of November and there are still months to go and still a lot of time to prove that he has enough quality to help Norwich be a better team. On our health news this morning, Kwara government begs doctors to suspend strike. Kwara State government on Monday appealed to medical doctors on its payroll, who declared a 7-day warning strike action to shelve their action. They are doctors on the platform of Nigerian Association of Governments, Medical Doctors and Dental Practitioners, NAGMDP, Kwara State chapter on Monday declared a strike action to press for improved welfare for members and increase in remuneration. A statement by the Permanent Secretary, Kwara State Ministry of Health, Dr. Abubakar O. Anyala Inilori, said suspension of the strike action while government implements 70% proposal that its finances can struggle with will reaffirm the time-honored belief of health workers in the security of human life and liability and stability of the public health system. We urge our medical doctors to consider immediate suspension of the action while government implements the 70% proposal that its finances can struggle with at this time. The government appealed to the doctors to look at the bigger picture and financial standing of Kwara State, which is at the bottom of the federal revenue allocation table. It is also important to reflect on where we are coming from and the progress so far made in not just the health sector, but in other areas. The statement added. It said every sector of the state's workforce was important and government is equally working to improve the welfare of the entire public labor community in line with the ethos of the demonstration. The government expressed dismay over the striking doctors' decision despite its unprecedented commitment to their welfare. While it is the right of labor unions to press for the rights and welfare of their members, it is important to state that this administration has done so well for the health sector and it is prepared to do a lot more within available resources, it added. On our foreign news this morning, China's manufacturing slows for second straight month in October. Official data shows Chinese manufacturing activity contracted for a second straight month in October amid material shortages and widespread power cuts in Beijing. China's official manufacturing purchasing managers index dipped to 49.2 in October, according to data released by the National Bureau of Statistics, down from 49.6 in September. The index is measured on a 100-point scale, on which numbers above 50 show activity increasing. The indicators are closely watched as a barometer of China's economy. Analysts have warned activity may slow further as manufacturers grapple with the power crunch, shortages of materials, and surging costs. In a statement on Sunday, National Bureau of Economists Ozigbo said that a drop in factory activity was due to tightened power supplies, higher costs for materials, and showing supply and demand. Since September, local governments have been doubling down on meeting energy consumption targets peak by Beijing to ensure China's carbon emissions peak by 2030. Factories and companies were ordered to reduce or even halve production temporarily. Industries like textiles, iron smelting, and non-metallic mineral products were among the hardest hit, Zhao said. At the time, certain manufacturers face bottlenecks in getting supplies and in getting their products to customers. The monthly purchasing managers index by Caixin, a Chinese business magazine, suggested that manufacturing activity grew in October due to the previous month as demand recovered. Caixin's monthly purchasing managers index rose to 50.6 in October, up from 50 September. The Caixin index tends to focus on smaller export-oriented firms, while it focuses on official PMI by the National Bureau of Statistics focuses more on large enterprises. Official data also showed the service sector activity slowed down in October, falling to 52.4 from 53.2 last month. The services sector has been slower to rebound due to the pandemic and is currently affected by a number of COVID-19 outbreaks in northern China. The composite PMI, which captures activity from both the manufacturing and services, declined to 50.8 from last month, 51.7. On entertainment news this morning, ailing Nollywood actor Annie Chukwuemeka gets 6 million naira from Nigerian Prophet. Ailing veteran Nollywood actor Annie Chukwuemeka was on Sunday gifted the sum of 6 million naira by the founder and senior prophet of Christ Mercyland Deliverance Ministry, Warri, Prophet Jeremiah Fufeyin. The senior prophet also gave the two other actors who were the ailing actor 500,000 each. Annie Chukwuemeka is currently battling for his life, stated that the gesture from the man of God was shocking. Narrating his ordeal, he said the state of his health had generated in 2020 as a wound which developed in his buttocks and was operated in Owerri. The development, however, did not abate, stressing that a special type of diabetes has been battling with kept worsening his situation. He had made a video begging people to help him live on social media. It will be recalled that on 23rd of October 2021, just last week, popular Nollywood actor Yul Odechie has posted a video on his verified Instagram handle. Chukwuemeka had disclosed in the video that he was also close to glowing blind as cataract had already developed in one of his eyes. He noted that the worsening health challenge had developed into a partial stroke while calling on Nigerians to help him. The prophet saw the video online and was touched by the actor's predicament. Fufeyin then on Sunday at his church called out the actor and provided him its cash for the hospital bills while praying for him and others who were at the service with him. Reacting to the gift, Chukwuemeka said, "I want to thank God for this wonderful gesture from the senior prophet of God, Prophet Jeremiah Fufeyin. I am so happy. I never expected this. Even though I know that he helps people financially and otherwise, I never knew he was going to give me a huge amount of money like this. I want to thank members of the church. I want to thank the prophets of God." Recall that Fufeyin had given another dying actor, Leo Mezier, who was battling with kidney complications, by providing him with 3 million naira in April 2019 in the company of Kanayo and many others. Also in 2016, Prophet Fufeyin supported late actor Ernest Azuzu with an SUV Jeep worth 4 million naira and cash gift of 2 million naira to start a new life, to mention a few. And that will be that on our breakfast news. Do stay with us. We'll be right back shortly. Welcome back. Still on our breakfast news. Highlights of our news this morning. And SAS CPJ condemns police assault of daily Arise Post and Arise News, says the legit reporters. On our breaking news this morning, EFCC interrogates Obi Kubana for chief money laundering and tax fraud. On our political news this morning, what I aim to achieve in office, says 25-year-old PPDP National Youth Leader Prince Mohammed. Regarding the Anambra election, I defeated my godfathers in court. I have none now, says Ozigbo. On our business news this morning, vendors fail to embrace inira as downloads stall at 220,000. On our sport news this morning regarding the English Premier League, Tuchel sends message to Gilmore over Chelsea return. On our health news this morning, Kwara government begs doctors to suspend strike. On our foreign news this morning, Chinese manufacturing slows for second straight month in October. And lastly, on our entertainment news, early Nollywood actor Ani Chukwuemeka gets 6 million naira from Nigerian prophet. And that will be that on our breakfast news. Do thank you for watching. I want you to continue to subscribe on our YouTube channel, AYOGEN Online Television, and follow us and like us on our pages on Facebook and Instagram respectively. I remain your host, Makonjola Oluwatosin Esther. You have a wonderful day and happy new month.